Yes, welcome everyone. Good morning. Another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. And today we are here in, if you know where we are, this is Yokosuka. And we had a client who's interested in a house here in Yokosuka. And the level that this person is looking at is really the bottom end of the market. He was interested in a three-bedroom house that was, I think, it's going to be about here at his price level. It's going to be about 1,000 mon or 100,000 sort of Canadian dollars, and it was important that it had a garage. And yeah, there's just really not much here, but I was able actually to find something, and I think like it's just an absolute miracle, this Japanese real estate market, because this house that we're going to look at today uh, is actually, I think, pretty good. And yeah, I don't think this is going to be a long video. I didn't really kick up any sort of Instagram stuff that we could look at or anything here in Yokosuka. If you didn't know, like this is the American Naval Base is here in Yokosuka. I had a lot of, when I had my shop, I had a little kind of apparel kind of cafe for many years. And from time to time, I had a lot of really great run-ins with the American military personnel who would come to Tokyo. Just had a really lot of fun over the years, hanging out with the boys. And yeah, one time we had about 15 of the Marines came by the shop for a couple hours, and we had just a blast. It's just a memory. It's nothing, but it's just a memory. And we would talk about things. And I would always be very careful because I know that they had like I would like to ask a little bit more about their life and everything like that. But I knew that they had some security stuff that they had to sort of. There's things that they couldn't talk about. However, they would hint at it. Anyhow, let's go here. For the criteria that this person wanted, there was only three things that really came up. There was one here. I thought we could look at it for a second. This is a house here for. So he was interested in a detached house, and this one was, if this ever comes up, this one was for 880 mon, or you'd say 880 mon. And we'll look at that one. And then there was another one here, and I think that this was over his budget. I did a stipulation for his budget at 1,500 mon, and this was more than he had. And this is going to be the main thrust of the video today. And this one here was at 950 mon, and I think it's pretty damn good. And you can see as well too, it's right near the JR station or the JR line right there. I guess that's the Yokosuka station right here. So it's pretty well located, and you can see there's a garage in it. Anyhow, let's go here to that first listing here for 800. I think it was 880 880, right? On right there, and we'll expand the pictures here. And yeah, this is the house right here. And comparatively speaking, the other one was much nicer than this. Yeah, and we'll just go through the pictures. You can see right there, it's right at the bottom of a hill. You can see right there too, right? Very steep hill right there. But again, in the look at the great construction. This has been here since I think 1965, and the construction of this escarpment, or this isn't even an escarpment. This is like almost like a cliff, but you can see that it was well laid concrete and everything like that. Bashira, you'd say in Japanese, I think, for strengthening kind of stuff in there. Anyhow, this is pretty nice inside, though. Nice looking house inside. And yeah, I had an apartment one time, and there was that sort of round door in that sort of era of design, and I still like them. I still have the door. I took the door out and I made it in. I use it in a closet. I didn't want to throw that door away. I just liked it. Anyhow, it's a decent house actually, at a decent price. But I was looking at the listing, and there's no parking. Simple kitchen near Yokosuka. Very good bathroom. That's a really nice bathroom. So it's actually like, I think this owner over the years took really good care of this house. And yeah, that's a nice gank on our entryway. Very nice. And yeah, there we go. But you can see that I guess it's coming up here against the street. This is an odd one. There was no parking, and this one customer was interested in parking, so I thought that we wouldn't look at it. I guess this would be the house right here, and then that's on, or is it on the very back of there? I wonder if it's a captured house in the very back. Well, we could go down here to the map right there, and maybe the map would indicate it. I'll go here for the simple things from Uh, Again, not too far from the stations and everything like this. I just wanted to cover that everything here in the house is ownership, and I think all the systems here in the house appear to be working. 121 meters of land, which is pretty good, and 87 meters of internal space. Again, like I said, built in 1965. Show you can, which is ownership right there, and right now it's this one. Excuse me, I didn't know that. It's currently rented, so it's currently rented. So yeah, you couldn't take possession of this one anyway. Okay, but I did want to uh, want to see if we could get in there closer to. I'm what you see. I was right. I don't know if you're able to pick up on this sort of this the Google Maps golden guy here is where did I drop him? I didn't want to drop him anymore because what happens, you can see it already back and it's sort of captured here in this sort of back way, and there's a little bit of a remoteness in that in this location that Google Maps hasn't even gone there. So yeah, that's like another sort of in it. Where would this would be the threshold of where you could go back. So in a way, it's a bit of a country home. Uh, you could kind of say. Anyway, let's a look at that listing, the one for 880 man there in Yokosuka. But let's move over here to the thrust of the listing, which was this first one right here that I did find. And I should just, is this not really a commentary, but like I'm not really a miracle worker, and like given like a budget and stuff like this is the choice. We're down to like uh, one. And I actually don't think it's too bad. I don't really think it's too bad, but like this for what you want, the fact that this market actually could generate this is a near miracle. In Vancouver, you could never do anything like this. In Tokyo, you can't do anything like this at all. You used to be able to do something like this in Tokyo, but definitely not anymore. Anyway, we'll go through the pictures, and you can see right there that there's a garage there, just a small one, just a small one. So it'd have to be a K car, and then you'd walk up. So if you wanted like a muscle car, like some of the guys there, this isn't the house for you. And your budget is also then it's just not going to work. So yeah, this is what the market is sort of presenting. However, yeah, it's kind of like it's a detached house, but its situation is more like that of a row home. But I don't think it's too bad because there's a lot of. I had a look at this street earlier in the pre-video, and it looks to be a very nice street. Yeah, it's a very nice house. Yeah, yeah. It's, like, to me, it's pretty nice. Yeah, I just like it. And the one restriction is you need like a smaller car. I think. Yeah, I think it's a very pleasant house though. Glad to talk about it. And yeah, look at that right there. That's great. That's great. Parking, parking. Oh, I like it already. And very near the base. We'll discuss some of this on a map. And what is it gonna? Is there any reference to that being like a? I don't know if it's a southern exposure or northern exposure. But I don't know. I like it. Like, what do you want? It's pretty good. I like it. And it's ownership of the land. Yeah, okay, the pictures are done. This talking about again, but some of this should be commented on. Like, this is the kindergarten in the neighborhood, and the realtors are reinforcing in the picture here that this is a good place to raise a family. There's like a Denny's there, uh, like there's the convenience stores near there. So yeah, this is really centrally placed, well in Yokosuka. So and it's really yeah, if you're looking for a cheap house in I've done a lot of coverage recently in the Hachioji area, but like for someone in Tokyo, this is pretty good. This gets pretty close in terms of its sort of setup to an apartment in a way because it isn't sort of row housing and there's no yard. So what it like you could just actually lock everything up and don't really have any plants or anything like that. And I wouldn't think in this house actually there's any sort of like long-term like weekly maintenance or anything like that. You'd come back and maybe you'd have to sweep up around or stuff like that. But it's really, I think this is kind of it's kind of every time I'm so glad that clients kind of reach out and stuff like this because I can just come and look at these sort of things. It's really interesting for myself as well. Anyway, come down here to the I got to get on my googly glasses. Those are looking a little small. They're right there. And yeah, Yokosuka Station, the Chuo right there. It says it's like 11 by bus. It's 11 minutes away, and then here on the KQ, this is the KQ line. It comes out. The KQ line comes out here as well. It again, but this is really far from this one. Kenritsu Daigaku Eki. It's 26 minutes. Okay, I do the bulk of this videos in Japanese, but I know that in Google there's translate functions. So when you're doing your own searches here on at home, you can do at home. And I know that I do. Shout out to Brother T. Uh, that he right now is working totally with the Google Translator function to help him in his searches. So make sure if I try to do this one because I work in the Japanese world, and like I have to still like after these sort of videos and stuff like that, I have to go back and deal with all this in the Japanese world. But certainly you can do all your searches and investigations on things in uh, by using the Google Translate, and I actually think it's pretty accurate. Okay, all the systems here are working. Okay, that's water in, water out, Toshi gas. So the gas essentially, when it says like it's Toshi gas and not propane, what the Toshi gas is saying is a strength. Okay. By the way, propane in Japan is a commercial. Half of Yokohama is still on propane. Okay, but it's just trying to say that it's centrally located in a way because there's gas pipes and gas lines all around the neighborhood, and it's just centrally related sort of house and apartment. And of course, there's electric going everywhere in Japan. Yeah, we're still, although I don't even believe in that first world, third world, fourth world stuff anymore. But that's just an editorial comment. What I could read those remarks, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, 3 LDK as he wanted, little less land with this one, but again, this is basically an apartment, and there's no like you could own this one with no management fees every month. Okay. And there's no, if you're away from Japan, there's no maintenance. There's no maintenance on this at all. 61 meters of space, built in 1987. Not all that old. Not all that old. Okay. I was in high school in 1987. Okay. And there's the key. There's the key that he wanted. It has parking, show you can, which is ownership. And when we go to the map, you can see that if you take care of this house and look after it, you're going to have a U-turn ability. You're going to be able to sell this if you want. You'll be able to keep this if you want. Certainly, I think it's a really good deal. I've been, I've been thinking about it since I seen it yesterday. 2-floor wooden house, and currently vacant. Okay, we looked through the pictures already. Come up here and look at the map. Yeah, I guess I could just. This is the street it's on, and I can go to the map after because I actually did find. I did find the house, and one of the stuff what I was looking at when I come down to these neighborhoods, I'm always looking for like sort of new builds, and there was a new build here down the street right here. Uh, this is a house right here that looks to be built, that was built in the 1990s. Okay. So we know when we're in good neighborhoods, and what do we see? We see like a Toyota SUV. Okay. And away up the street from the house down here as well. Oh, there's a house that was built in the 90s that felt very well maintained. Okay. There's all these indicators of the who's living in this community. Okay. Like everything's well maintained here in this house. Like, but Japan is well maintained in general. They have probably a nice bike. Okay. And what? It's covered. So they want to take care of it. So people are maintaining their stuff right here. Certainly, there's a house that was built probably in the 1980s there with the tile, but that might be actually concrete. So when you see tile like that, that's a concrete building. That's a very valuable building. And cool, that's see it there right too. Like that's all like a balcony for laundry and stuff like that. That's been contained and stuff like that. That's a very good design. So even in the 1980s, in this sort of neighborhood, you had this family was sort of forward thinking with a very good, bringing in good light and a nice pleasant place on their balcony to do their laundry and stuff like that. Yeah, laundry is important. We all want clean clothes. This looks to be a renovated house, and a lot of renovated houses right now in Japan. This is the sort of look. See, it's a nice car right there, and then here is painted black. Originally, this house was probably a color like this, blue or brown. But in recent years in Japan, this sort of black look has become sort of popular. So, for example, that's something you could do to this house, viewers of this channel. Okay, you could take this house and paint the exterior here. I would paint the garage door a nice sort of white or gray, and then I would paint the house like this black. And it's just trend following. And I always like to follow the trend of where the people with a little bit, not a lot of it, but with just a little bit of money, what they like. Okay, it's no different with cars. Like when I notice the people in Canada, they like the Delica. So I just deal with the Delica because I'm really good at the Delica, and that sort of demographic, they like their cars. In Canada, Vancouver, where I live in Vancouver, okay, there's a group of white people that like the Delica. There's a group of all kind of people, but I just noticed there's a group of people I noticed that like the Delica, so I deal with it. Anyhow, I just noticed the trends. That's all. Okay, this is the house here. This wasn't the house. The house is actually down the street from here. The house mark was there, but I found the house right here, uh, and it's right here. This is it right here. This is this neighborhood garbage area. So, like for example, in this apartment here in Shibuya, the garbage area is actually right in front of the apartment here, and then you would bring the garbage down here on garbage day and just put it right here. So it's really great. This, and you see what I was talking about? How like it's like in an apartment. There's no yard work. You don't have to have these plants here if you're not here all the time. I mean, I know that this customer is probably, I think that uh, that this house might be of some use for him and his family and stuff like that because of their situation. But this is a very nice house to be if you're going to be sometimes absent from Japan. I think I would see what I mean. By the way, like if you were to paint this black or another color, right? I think it would really update. It'd be a really easy update, and to paint the shutter and stuff like that. Just you'll notice when you go for a walk around, you'll notice the trend. Anyhow, I didn't really go, and I like those steps as well, right there, and I like this whole sort of containing wall here as well. What are these are for drainage right there. Okay, and then we could meander down here just for a second and have a look what's around here. This is a very nice property in the back here. I would probably cut down all those trees, but they like the privacy. Uh, they like the privacy, and it has a containing wall, so it's a very nice sort of property right there. But that's a look at the sort of neighborhood. There's a recent build, a more recent rebuild there. There's something here from the early 1990s right there, likely, and a house here with some parking and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's a look around. And in the back here, there's enough demand in this neighborhood, right, that someone actually built a condominium to bring on more supply. And there's a new build right there. So yeah, this is interesting. Well, you see, I mean, not only new build, like this is like a two car parking, like a nice little neighborhood. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo real estate man. I hope that helps out. I guess I could pop up here to the map. I didn't do that. And there's two other things I actually could do. I haven't talked about any financial stuff lately here. Here the location of the house here. I have to keep clicking out here a little bit for you to see, and you see that the Yokosuka base is right down here. So that's where the location of the house is in relation to everything else. But we did look at that earlier on the sort of the master map and stuff like that. Other things that we could look at just briefly, if you're coming from the Japanese market, if you're a person that living in Japan or anything like this, and you have access to the financial system, how do I do this? Can I just click? Oh, I have to right click it to open it up in another. I think no, maybe that's the one where you just push it and it opens up automatically. Oh, who knows? Tokyo real estate man, what an internet disaster you are. Okay, here we go. Open, open in a open link in a new one. There we go. There we go. I know, I know. Is that working? Is that working? Oh God, what have I done? What have I done? Oh my God, I got to put it into here now. Sorry, everyone. I think I went off the screen for a second. Okay, so if you're coming from domestically inside of Japan, okay, you're working in Japan, if you buy this house, your mortgage is going to be $270 a month. That's Canadian. Okay, for all you American people, the mortgage on this apartment or this house here, it's a house. Sorry, it's a house. Maybe $180 a month. I mean, come on. It's just like, and although this is calculated at the 1.15%. We can move this down to the minus 1%. I think we can move it to a 0.85 right now. Is the 35 flat right now? That's the 35 flat, and let's imagine that you have to put down 200 mon, which is $20,000 for a down payment. Now, this might not be for everyone. I'm just doing this for the domestic people to show you how you're going to get ahead in Japan with this. And then now you're living here, okay, for 200 Canadian dollars a month or $150 a month. your savings portion of the loan. This is the savings portion, or what do they call it in the English world? The equity portion of it is basically $180 a month, and the drag, as I call it, 3,000 yen per month. The numbers work. So yeah, Yokosuka definitely presenting interesting opportunities. And I'm going to come back here to the master map here because I do have a point that I'm going to start sort of honing down on in a lot of videos. Okay, and I'm going to come up here to the crater, uh, sort of Tokyo, Yokohama map. I'm just coming here to Tokyo. Okay, and then I guess I could even look, move it up above this. Okay, so we know we have macro trends. Can move it here. So we have all these macro trends in Japan right now. Okay, I think Japan is actually really well placed right now because of the human resources of the people, uh, and actually the quality of their food. And there's a lot of farming. Those are little things that I see every day from living in Tokyo and also living in Vancouver. Some months of the year I can have like a bit of a comparative analysis. I think Japan is really, really well placed right now. However, okay, some of the things going forward, we know that in the periphery areas of Japan, okay, the periphery areas of Japan, we have a long-term trend of probably, I'm guessing, I don't know, I could look it up on ChatGPT right now, and it'd probably say that the population is going like down at like a 0.5% or like 0.5, a 0.5%, if that makes sense, a year. Okay. Now that is for the most part happening in the periphery. Okay. That's happening in the periphery, right? But here in Tokyo and Yokohama and Kanagawa, okay, and areas of Chiba, this is not happening. These areas are growing. So now I think about this stuff every day. And like I mentioned in other videos, Nakamura said to me, like, that Tokyo is just the new Japan. And what did he, maybe I don't know what he meant, the new Japan, but maybe I've altered what he said, and I'm sort of got my new interpretation of it. But in this zone right here, the deflation in the housing or the real estate assets is not deflating. In fact, it's inflating. So what you want to do as a strategy is you want to get and own in this area, and you want to use the transportation system to let you have your fun in the other areas. So buy in Tokyo and spend a night or a week at the hotels in Kyoto. But apparently people are really angry in Kyoto because there's too many foreign tourists. I guess you might want to go okay, but the argument is you got to like get your real estate in one of the areas in Japan where the population is going up, so you don't have to deal with like the overall deflationary trend, right? Which is a aggregate trend, okay, meaning it's happening on balance above everything, okay, is not going to affect you, and then you can just use the transportation and the road systems to fulfill your enjoyment. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo real estate man. I'm gonna have to make some more shorts about that. It's a good point. You can always come here to my, this is a great picture I took yesterday. I went to Ikebukuro because my daughter's a manga head, and ad block. Thank you, ad block. My daughter's a manga head, and I took a great picture. I think this is one of the great maps ever made in the world. I'm a map guy. And I just like reading maps. It's fun for me, and that's why I really like reading all these at home things and interpreting things from maps. I just really like it, and even like I took a lot of geography in my university days and stuff like that. And I just always enjoyed analyzing things like this on a map. And like when I look at a map like this, I just see like master organization. Okay, which like I just see like I called it. What did I call it? I call it master. I probably call it comment master or organization master is what I call it. And yeah, that really speaks to Tokyo. It really speaks to Japan. It's organization master. Anyway, if you're interested in a property, you can always. It was my wife's birthday the other day, and we got a bunch of a bunch of flowers. We're down to flowers, man. And this is of course a delica that I'm bringing in to Canada. I did buy another one the other day, so I got three now. Okay, you can always. DM me here, Tokyo Real Estate Man. Failing that, I do have the website. People have been getting a hold of me lately. Here at the website, it's great. You don't have to use this contact box. Just go back to the old 1990s way, okay, and give me a straight mail. at the top right there. Tokyo Real Estate Man is the website. Thank you for following this channel. Another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. Interesting to look at the market today in Yokosuka. No glorified Instagram stuff or appeal. There's not too much Instagram appeal, I guess, right now for at least for Yokosuka. However, a great house, great deal, great price, great location, and you can escape the deflation of Greater Japan. And what I really liked about this house mostly is the fact that it's almost like an apartment with low sort of maintenance. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to follow this channel. いつもこのチャンネル見てる皆様ありがとうございます。今日の横須賀の物件良かったね。なんかもうこの物件に対して if you're interested in any sort of properties in Japan, please contact me. この動画でもう終わりです。